Ninal is our guest speaker and also he is a former member of this particular club. So I'm going to introduce him in three different ways. First, going back to his basics, he is engineer and program manager at Intel. He has PhD in nanotechnology from Purdue University here in America and one of the prestigious schools from India called IIT Bombay. That's his first part of his life. Second, he is very passionate about inspiring others. He has spoken to hundreds of children and parents both on one-on-one and in group settings, sharing the tools for motivation, memory and learning. That's his second part of his life. But then that really got converted into being a Toastmaster member. He started in this club. He was a member for a long time of this club. He did not stop right there. He continued his journey as a contestant speaker and then he presented his speeches at various levels, starting from the club, going to area, then division and up to district level. That's where he competed, or in other words, he got opportunity to work with and to present the speech in front of larger audience, and also the speakers are of same caliber as what he is. So he thinks that not only giving a speech, but opportunity to give speech in front of big audience. So that's all about him, and he's very much happy to come back to his home club and give us the speech. And the his speech title is going to be Importance of Public Speaking in the Post-Gen AI. He will get evaluation from Pravesh, written evaluation and also written evaluation from all of us. So please help me welcome Nina Pimpleker, Importance of Public Speaking in the Post-Gen AI.
How would you like to be inspired by a robot? Is anybody here more inclined to be inspired by a robot talking instead of a human? No. Why not? Why would you be more inspired if the human says the same things, does the same expressions, does the same body language, exactly same, you can't distinguish. But one you know is a robot and one you know is a human. Why would you connect more with the human? Anybody? You're also human, yes. Anything else?
Humans have emotions.
Emotions. So you know human has emotions, the robot doesn't, yes.
When I think of robot speaking, I think of like, I will take over the world, type of very specific instructions, not emotions.
It's not coming from within, it's just some programming. Some AI programming, yes. Anybody else?
Coming from the heart. Yeah,
Not coming from the heart.
Yeah.
Some might say robot doesn't even have a heart. Well, it has some engine, some power source, some battery, but no real heart. And when we say heart, what do we mean? The seat of emotions. We humans feel emotions. When I was here, 2013, 12 years ago, I felt the emotions of fear, anxiety, nervousness, all of them together at the same time. Do you think a robot will feel that? No. ChatGPT's palms are not going to sweat. Mine did. Meta AI's knees are not going to buckle. Mine did. DeepSeek is not going to forget its name. I did. We humans, for the first time, are facing a technology or adversary or helper or friend, whatever you want to call it, which is quite possibly superior than us in many respects, except two things. What are those two things? Which two things right now GenAI is not superior than us? Emotions, making connections, person to person connection, that's the one thing. What else? AI can make decisions.
Empathy.
Yes.
They don't need a paycheck to benefit.
They don't. Yes. If we think in terms of jobs, we know many jobs are getting automated. Many jobs are outsourced to this cloud. Which jobs are not going to be automated? Where some one thing is involved. So far, it doesn't seem like any job that has something physical, that's not getting automated at this point. So a dentist, a surgeon, a plumber, a general contractor, and other people who actually have to face an ad hoc new situation every day. Because when I go to Prasad's house to fix plumbing versus his house, completely different problem because two houses are not same. That's one thing. The other thing is human connection. And that's what I'm here to emphasize. No matter how much GenAI progresses, GenAI will never be able to replace a human connection. You will not feel the same. And as GenAI is taking away the higher and higher order of importance jobs, the remaining become even more important. And one of the two remaining things is making the human connection. And how do you make connection is through speaking. And this is why I think in post GenAI world, public speaking will be even more important than it was before. When I was 10-year-old, 1995, 90s, my dad had told me 45 and unemployable is going to be reality of your generation. I don't know how he knew at that time in 90s. I am today 45 and I'm sure many of us are seeing our friends lose jobs and not able to find jobs again. I don't know how. I keep asking him, did you know that GenAI is coming? No, it was his thing. So coming back, the human connection and the best human connection is through speaking. And that's what I would like to encourage you all to take public speaking even more seriously than you were doing before. And I would encourage you to take it even one step further. How many of you do public speaking out of this club, out of Toastmasters? Anybody? What do you? Where?
Yeah, so at my university, at Santa Clara University, I've been a guest speaker in the past, and I'm a very frequent guest at
Very nice. Anybody else? Yes. What do you do?
Can I speak in public, different speeches?
Different speeches.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay. Anybody? Yes.
Any opportunity I can get, I go for it.
Nice. Very good. That's the spirit. Anybody else? Yes.
Yeah, I was the area director in the different divisions.
I see.
And I'm also in the PR team
Of Toastmasters.
District 57.
This is 57. Very nice. So I would encourage you all to take more opportunities to speak and maybe become an influencer. Just a few years ago, I would have laughed at influencer. What is this new job? This is some silly useless thing. Today it doesn't seem like that to me. There are 100 million influencers on YouTube. But I would encourage you all to go and become an influencer. And why? Because the days of hiding behind the computer and doing your job are over. You gotta put yourself out there, show your human quality that the AI cannot reproduce, build your brand, and that brand might help you in your your office you can volunteer for more speaking opportunities. Right? Jensen Huang. How many of you know Jensen Huang? NVIDIA's CEO. NVIDIA is the company that is wreaking havoc on everybody else right now. They are raking in trillions and everybody else is not really. But anyway, that's Intel speaking. But Jensen Huang said that your job will not be replaced by AI. Your job will be replaced by someone who uses AI. I would say, going further, your job now depends on building a personal brand. You be putting yourself out there and you talking and getting these followers, having some likes on Insta. This, I feel, just in a few years will become paramount to our survival as a knowledge worker. Anybody has any thoughts on this? This is not a speech, but it's like a kind of a workshop. Yes.
Yeah, so as one habit that I do is on Instagram, I check once a day what individuals post, and it is so interesting to see what individuals, whether it be like former classmates I haven't seen in years, or people I know I see like very regularly, share about their lives. It's very much creating a story of either accomplishments or major updates. That is what I see as their brand. It encompasses probably a drop in the many aspects of their lives, but what you choose to show on Instagram is something that is seen by hundreds, if not thousands, of individuals.
Yes.
It's quite interesting.
Any other thoughts on going, how would you go beyond Toastmasters and start speaking publicly? What would you talk about? What kind of influencer? What would you like to influence people on? What are your expertise? Yes.
You know, after today's meeting, just talk about what Neeraj said, and if you agree or not, on YouTube or TikTok. That's it. That's so easy. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I currently am doing a course for helping seniors in the courses, seniors specialists, fitness specialists. And what I want to do, based on the fact that I saw many people in my mother's retirement community suffering from different, it's not Alzheimer, but people are very lonely, or sometimes they could fail if they are not doing the right things. So I was trying to do that to go to different retirement communities and speak, like using my Toastmaster skills and speak in those areas so that I can turn into the seniors and tell them prevention of fall prevention and many other things that they could do with their brains so they can improve in those years. So
Awesome.
it's very interesting, and I just want to, in this year, I want to use the skills of Toastmasters to improve to do that.
Very nice. See, quite possibly the knowledge you are going to give them, they can get it from ChatGPT, but they're not going to do it.
Yeah, it's different when you connect with the person.
Exactly. You connect to a person. So I would invite all of you to say, make up something, one thing that you can possibly share with the world and become an influencer. It doesn't have to be a YouTube or Instagram. The way she's going to a senior assisted living and sharing her knowledge, making that connection. What would you guys think? Rajiv, any thoughts?
I will ask ChatGPT what to do next.
Okay. That's a good idea. Amazing idea. You can ask like, these are my skills, what can I do next? And I often land up doing that. I mean, while coming here, I have a 40-50 minute drive, and all the way through I was just chatting with the ChatGPT and preparing for this talk. getting different ideas. But if I had put ChatGPT here and tell it, you would give the talk, right? You wouldn't show up here. This is a Toastmaster, this is not a text master. Any other ideas that you can take up? Yeah.
Sometime back I stopped using social media because I was thinking it's a waste of time. That way I lost so much like connection to the group, to my childhood friends and the way you said, right, it's really good to update our social media. At least it like to friends timeline sharing. That way at least he will remind us that we'll have some connection at least. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good thing, yeah. I'll
Absolutely.
explore.
Anything?
Maybe when we are going for any volunteering committee, talk about what are your, rather than talk about the successes, talk about failures and how you came back from it.
Yeah, failures rhyme with people. Adversities and learning from them really connect very, very fast. Because if you talk about your successes, they say, yeah, okay. But you know, failures really, anything. Yeah, go ahead.
I love small kids.
Uh-huh.
So I think I would love to talk to them to like inspire them.
Perfect.
That's nice.
Yeah. You can volunteer in the after schools and you know maybe perhaps your kids or just
Mine are grown up, so that's why I like to.
Mine have grown up, yeah. So you know, yeah, very nice. Anybody else? Shilpa?
Yeah, since last semester, 6 months ago, I started teaching kids robotics. I'm also new to robotics,
nice.
but like I tagged along with one of my friends. So we are going to start the sessions again. So I'm thinking each week I can just make a small story. And
Exactly. Prepare something small.
talk to
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Vex or FLL? FLL or
No,
Vex?
it's an after school, just
After
like
school.
younger kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, Ramesh.
I think you are covering all the points, very good points. I have nothing to add to that.
I think maybe ask ChatGPT. Alright, so thank you very much for your attention. I really enjoyed this talk. Thank you for inviting me to give this opportunity. And I hope all of you take some action based on our little chat today. Go out there, go beyond your comfort zone, because connecting to humans possibly is the only thing that will remain for us. Elon Musk says UBI is coming, universal basic income. Everybody just get free money and do nothing but connecting to humans. So start today. Thank you. We have some time for Q&A, but I think we did most of it in the speech itself. So if anybody has any thoughts to share, yes, go ahead.
I have a question. With the GenAI, there's a lot of confusion about what's real and what's fake.
Yeah.
And with all the good things that you mentioned about creating your own brand, you can either create a fake brand or a real brand. And it's very hard to differentiate who you need to follow and who you should not.
Yeah.
Because there are many people who have gone to the millions of subscribers and later on they have fallen on their face because of some comment that they made or they associated themselves with something else or it was complete fake or anything. So it's very hard. Even if you want to create a brand, you need to know what you want to project, because in the race of being the person who is the influencer on any of the social media platform, it takes a toll not only on the following but even the person
Yes.
who is running that particular channel or that social media platform.
Absolutely.
So there are pros and cons to both the sides. I think there has to be some kind of demarcation where you need to call it a limit, where you want to stop yourself from being that influencer,
Correct.
and also to keep yourself sane in the long run.
We don't want to be Mr. Beast, perhaps the biggest influencer online, but I take your point, like whatever we are doing today, a little more on a different dimension. We don't want to leave our thing and go become an influencer and start earning from that, but just putting ourselves out there. Yes.
In continuation, what Dinesh asked, on the same line, what you feel going forward, how this AI can affect our decisions in political democracy, like we have elections in democracy, like, and somebody started doing some propaganda, and it is very easy to mimic anybody's face and then you can say anything and you will not know that it is fake or it is true, and based on that you are going to make decisions on your democracy. What is your thought on that how it is going to change the world?
Right now, unless proven otherwise, I assume everything is fake. Right? That's my right now going assumption. Any video I see, I first assume it's generated with AI, and unless I see evidence that it is actually made by a human and the voice is real and the person is real, and soon that will also go away. I agree, because the AI is becoming so good at creating the real people and distinguishing it very hard. So my assumption is fake.
Yeah, but the problem with that, we are assuming everything fake, right? But we are human beings, like you said, we have emotions. Even though we know it's fake, some things we like, we have feelings towards that, and that determines our actions.
Right.
Yeah, so depending on, I really like your idea that to protect your sanity, and I don't recommend social media that much, but I would say you guys can start every week over here at the Toastmaster with a speech and participate in the table topics master. You should be fighting every week to give a speech over here at the Toastmaster and get better at it. Like he says, small step. I think sometimes people show up for the Toastmaster, they don't participate that much.
Yes.
Or the leadership, or don't give a speech every week. Or whenever they show up, they come and be nice and then leave. So I think that would be the first step to, and this is the easiest step. You are here anyway, and thinking too much might distract you.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear about like if like what do you think about like how if you put something out right on social media like LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, etc. If other AI systems can kind of crawl and capture that content. I've seen like some like increasingly it's very easy for people to or systems to capture content and put out for their own training, training models, etc. It's been
See, once my friend said something humorous about this. It was not in this context, but it kind of applies to this. He said, the biggest security of our ass is that it's not important. You get it? If I was a celebrity and hugely important somebody, then I should worry about my something getting and twisted and putting something else. If I'm not important right now, okay, somebody will copy something. I wouldn't worry about that. Alright, thank you very much. Thank you.